This is this is Ethan Winters broadcasting on emergency frequency 217.4. I don't know if anyone can hear me. The signal's weak out here in these Romanian mountains, but I need to document what's happening. If you receive this transmission, please alert BSA North America. Tell them Chris Redfield has gone rogue. 3 years. It's been 3 years since Dulvey, Louisiana. 3 years trying to forget that nightmare at the Baker house. Mia and we thought we could start over here in Europe. Our little cottage with stone walls and wooden beams, surrounded by those rolling green hills that turn white with snow in winter. We have had a daughter, Rose, just 6 months old. The sunlight here, it used to filter through our kitchen curtains in the morning, casting these golden rectangles across our breakfast table. Family photos on every wall. Rose's toys scattered across the floor. It was everything the Baker house wasn't. Warm, safe, alive. Last night, Mia was reading Rose a local folktale, Village of Shadows. I told her it was too scary for a baby, but she just laughed. Then after we put Rose down, we argued. I couldn't stop thinking about what happened in Louisiana, about the mutamycete fungus that infected Mia. I was worried about Rose, if there could be any effects. Mia's eyes, they flashed with such anger. Stop living in the past, she said. Then the bullets came, through our dining room window, one after another, tearing into Mia's body. Her blood splattered across our family photos, across the dinner she'd just prepared. And there in the doorway stood Chris Redfield. Chris, the man who rescued us, who relocated us here, who promised to keep us safe. His tactical team behind him, rifles raised. I'm sorry, Ethan, he said. No emotion. Nothing. Just those cold eyes as he raised his weapon and fired again. They took Rose. Called her the package, like she was some kind of specimen. They dragged me from my home, semi-conscious. I kept having these flashes of memory. Mia telling me months ago she was worried. Not about Rose, but about me. What did she mean? Why was she concerned about me? I woke up in a forest. Snow everywhere, pristine white except for these patches of crimson. The Hound Wolf squad, Chris's BSA unit, they were all dead. Bodies twisted at impossible angles, their tactical gear shredded like paper. One of their phones rang. Someone asking about Rose before the line went dead. I found mission documents scattered in the snow. They'd been ordered to eliminate Mia and secure both me and Rose. But why? What happened to these soldiers? Their faces, frozen in expressions of pure terror. I followed a trail of blood through the forest. The shadows between the trees, they moved. I swear they moved. Eventually I reached this village, if you can call it that anymore. A collection of broken homes beneath a massive castle with Gothic spires piercing the clouds like needles. The village was abandoned, but recently. A horse lay dead in the street, its flank torn open. The houses, doors hanging off hinges, windows shattered. In one home, a meal still steamed on the table. Whatever happened here, it happened minutes before I arrived. Most disturbing of all, I found Rose's favorite doll, deliberately placed in an abandoned house. Someone wanted me to find it. Someone knew I was coming. Every home bears the same strange symbol etched into walls or floors. In multiple houses, I found photographs of the same figure, objects of worship, it seems. Who is this Mother Miranda they revere? Those howls, they're getting closer. I found shelter in a house marked with a flickering torch. Inside, an old man aimed a shotgun at my face, asked if I was one of Mother Miranda's pets. Before I could answer, those howls came again, closer this time. His weathered face contorted with fear. Quiet, he hissed. But it was too late. The floorboards exploded upward. I caught a glimpse of something inhuman. Elongated limbs, wolf-like features, matted fur over exposed muscle. It tore the old man apart in seconds. Blood splattered across the wooden walls like a grotesque painting. I was dragged into a dark cellar filled with the bodies. So many bodies. In the dim light, a monster, a lichen, lunged at me. Its teeth sank into my hand before hurling me outside. I managed to kill it, but then more emerged from the shadows. Their yellow eyes gleamed with hunger. Among them stood a giant wielding a hammer, so massive it left craters in the ground. I thought I was dead. Then salvation. Bell tolls echoed across the village. The lichens retreated as if commanded. That's when I saw her, an elderly woman in black robes watching me from a distance, her face partly hidden beneath her hood. She knew me, called me Rose's father. Her voice, like dry leaves scraping stone. She warned me that Rose was in danger, that darkness had engulfed the village since someone called Mother Miranda brought my daughter here. Before I could learn more, bells tolled again from the castle. They are coming, she whispered before vanishing into the mist. I'm continuing my search. Rose has to be nearby. I've met survivors, Elena and her injured father Leonardo. They suggested we head to another survivor's home, Luisa. As we moved through the village, Elena told me Mother Miranda was supposed to protect them all, but something changed. Luisa's house seemed safe at first. Lanterns casting warm light, survivors huddled together. They spoke of Mother Miranda as a deity who abandoned them. During prayer, Leonardo, he began to change. Laugh uncontrollably. Then howl. His eyes became feral as he transformed into one of those things, a lichen. Elena had to kill her own father. I'll never forget her tears, the echo of that gunshot. The house caught fire. We almost escaped through the attic when Leonardo called to Elena. Despite my warnings, she reached for him. The beam beneath her collapsed. Go! She screamed as flames consumed her. There was nothing I could do. I've seen her, Mother Miranda. As I approached the castle, she killed a villager named Julian with supernatural strength. She matched the photographs I've seen throughout the village. The deity these people worshipped has turned against them. I've just had another encounter with that elderly woman. Her wizened face cracked into this macabre smile as she laughed about the tragedy at Luisa's house. There's something off about her. Wait, someone's coming. A man in a wide-brimmed hat. I don't think he's. I'm back. That man was Karl Heisenberg. He impaled me with a sword. Controlled metal objects with his mind. Said Mother Miranda will be most pleased before I lost consciousness. When I woke, Heisenberg was dragging me somewhere. A ceremonial gathering. Mother Miranda was there with her 4 lieutenants. The 4 lords, they called them. Heisenberg himself, Salvatore Moreau, a deformed, hunched figure. Donna Beneviento, who carried a doll, and Lady Alcina Dimitrescu, a woman of impossible height in elegant Victorian dress with eyes like a predator. They argued over who deserved to kill me. Mother Miranda granted the honor to Heisenberg. He gave me 10 seconds to escape from a pack of lichens. I ran through tunnels filled with bones and viscera. I've met someone else, a merchant called the Duke. Enormously fat man, knows who I am despite us never meeting before. Says news of my search for Rose has spread. I need to reach Castle Dimitrescu. The Duke believes that's where Rose might be. If you're receiving this transmission, please understand, I'm not leaving Romania without my daughter. This place, this village, it hides secrets beneath its surface. I can feel it. The old woman, Mother Miranda, these 4 lords, they're all connected somehow. And Rose is at the center of it all. I'll continue broadcasting when I can. If anyone from the BSAA is listening, Chris Redfield has betrayed us. He murdered my wife. He took my daughter. And I will find out why. This is Ethan Winters signing off. Next destination, Castle Dimitrescu. Ethan Winters broadcasting again on emergency frequency 217.4. I've reached Castle Dimitrescu. God, this place is magnificent and horrifying at once. A 15th century fortress of stone and Gothic splendor that rises from the mountainside like something from a nightmare. Massive stone walls climb toward the sky, stained glass windows depicting scenes of what I now recognize as ritual sacrifice glow with unnatural light. The architecture speaks of centuries of aristocratic wealth, ornate fixtures of gold and silver, elaborate paintings of the Dimitrescu lineage. But beneath the beauty lies something twisted. Documents I've found reveal this castle has been the production site for a wine called Sanguinis Virginis, virgin's blood. And since the 1950s, it's been the center of countless murders of local peasants. The castle's mistress, Lady Alcina Dimitrescu, towers over everything. 9 feet tall at least, with pale skin that seems almost porcelain, dressed in a flowing white gown and wide-brimmed hat. She's beautiful in a terrifying way. From what I've pieced together, she has some kind of blood disease. She needs human blood to suppress it, to prevent herself from growing even taller and faster than normal. I encountered her daughters, Bella, Cassandra, and Daniela. Women in black gowns who move like swarms of insects. Cassandra attacked me first, bringing me face to face with Lady Dimitrescu herself. The look in her amber eyes when she saw me, hunger mixed with delight. She's been competing with Heisenberg for the privilege of killing me. Her daughters cut my hand, letting my blood flow freely for Lady Dimitrescu to taste. A bit stale, she remarked before deciding to inform Mother Miranda of my capture. They hung me from the wall, driving hooks through my hands to drain my blood like cattle. I escaped by. I pulled my hands through the hooks, tore through my own flesh. The pain was excruciating, but I had to find Rose. The castle corridors are like a labyrinth, crystal chandeliers casting shadows across blood-stained marble floors, Renaissance paintings hanging alongside instruments of torture. The Duke is here too, somehow, set up in a chamber within the castle. He suggested checking Lady Dimitrescu's private chambers for Rose. I've discovered something about the daughters. They're vulnerable to cold air and sunlight. When fighting Bella, my bullets did nothing until a stray shot broke a window. The cold winter air rushed in, and the insects swarming around her form writhed in agony. I used this weakness to kill her. Now Lady Dimitrescu tears through the castle in a rage, her elongated claws leaving deep gouges in the stone walls. I've managed to reach her private chambers, where I overheard a phone call from Mother Miranda. Lady Dimitrescu told her I've escaped Heisenberg and entered her castle. She promised to kill me, but Miranda reminded her of some ceremony they're planning and instructed her not to kill me. After ending the call, Lady Dimitrescu was furious, declaring she doesn't care about the ceremony. She wants me dead. Documents in her chambers reveal she despises the other lords, particularly Heisenberg. She considers them inferior and believes herself to be Mother Miranda's favorite, evidenced by her receiving this castle. No trace of Rose here, though. Just an empty cradle. I've been ambushed. Lady Dimitrescu slammed me repeatedly against the walls before I fell through the floor into some kind of dungeon. The stench down here, centuries of death and decay. Rusted implements of torture line the walls, and marks from countless victims are scratched into the stone. She severed my hand with her claws. Clean off. But I managed to retrieve it, and this will sound impossible, but I reattached it. With minimal effort. No medical supplies, no stitches. It just fused back together. How is this possible? What's happening to my body? I've eliminated Cassandra and Daniela now. Found castle documents explaining their creation. They weren't Lady Dimitrescu's biological daughters. They were experiments. Normal girls who underwent a 6-day treatment that caused insects to gradually consume their bodies until they mutated fully. A parasitic infection controlled by Lady Dimitrescu. I found a weapon, the Dagger of Death's Flowers. A poison blade supposedly capable of killing demons. As I retrieved it from a coffin in the castle chapel, Lady Dimitrescu attacked from behind, impaling my abdomen. I plunged the poisoned dagger into her body. It triggered a transformation. Her elegant human form gave way to something monstrous, a winged draconic creature of immense proportions. She said only Mother Miranda had seen her true form before. The battle took us across the castle's rooftops and towers. Her massive body demolished sections of the ancient architecture as she pursued me. I finally defeated her. Her body calcified, crumbled as she fell from the castle's highest tower. From her remains, I retrieved a flask, a container of amber crystal that glows with an inner light. I sense this is connected to Rose somehow. I've encountered that elderly woman again outside the castle. She warned me that Rose is to be sacrificed, that my only hope of saving her is to collect 4 flasks from each of the 4 lords' bloodlines. The Duke confirmed it. The flask contains part of Rose herself. I cleaned the dust obscuring the label and read, Head of Rosemary Winters. My God, Mother Miranda transformed Rose into crystal after whispering to her and touching her. This crystal was divided into 4 flasks and distributed among the 4 lords. The Duke insists Rose's essence remains intact. I can still save her if I collect all 4 flasks. The remaining flasks are held by Donna Beneviento in her house in the valley, Salvatore Moreau near the reservoir, and Heisenberg in his factory at the village outskirts. I'm heading to Beneviento's house next. From what I can see in the distance, it's a decrepit mansion shrouded in mist. The gardens surrounding it contain life-size dolls frozen in disturbing poses. I can feel my skin crawl just looking at it from here. The more I learn about this village, the more I realize how deeply Mother Miranda's influence runs. The villagers worshipped her. The lords serve her. Even the beasts obey her commands. Who or what is she? And what does she want with my daughter? I miss Mia. I can't believe she's gone. And Rose, my baby girl. I keep seeing her tiny face, her smile when I'd come home from work. I swear I can sometimes hear her crying in the distance, but when I follow the sound, there's nothing there. If anyone is receiving these transmissions, please understand, I'm not just fighting monsters here. I'm fighting a cult, a twisted family of bioweapons, and something ancient that predates them all. My right hand occasionally tingles where it was reattached. Sometimes I think I can see movement under the skin. I don't know what's happening to me, but I'll endure anything to save Rose. This is Ethan Winters. I'm about to enter Beneviento's domain. If I don't broadcast again, tell the world what happened here. The doll watches. She always watches. This is Ethan Winters. I don't know how long it's been since my last transmission. Hours? Days? Time feels wrong in Beneviento's house. If anyone's receiving this, I'm still alive, but what I've experienced. Donna Beneviento's mansion stands isolated in a valley shrouded in perpetual mist. As I approached, I could make out life-size dolls positioned throughout the gardens, frozen in macabre tableaus, their glass eyes following my movements. The mansion itself is a study in decay, peeling wallpaper, rotting wood, the sweet sick smell of mold permeating everything. Inside dolls. Everywhere. Lining the walls. Filling shelves. Hanging from ceilings. Their dead eyes creating the sensation of constant surveillance. I've learned about Beneviento's past. As a child, she was feared due to facial scars. After her parents died, she isolated herself, communicating only through Angie, a doll her father had given her. Mother Miranda adopted her eventually, brought some happiness back to her life. But over time, Angie seemed to become alive. The doll became Beneviento's voice, her means of interacting with others. I've never seen Beneviento's face, just Angie, always Angie, dressed in a wedding gown with a cracked porcelain face. I found the flask in her crafting room, held by a doll. As I reached for it, the lights went out. When they returned, both the flask and my weapons had vanished. I was defenseless. What followed was psychological torture. I was forced to solve twisted puzzles while recordings played, Mia's voice, hiding something from me, keeping secrets. Then I heard Rose crying, always just out of reach. Something hunted me through the halls. A grotesque fetus-like monster. Gigantic, with a twisted umbilical cord and a mouth that opened in 4 directions. It responded to sound, to my breathing. I had to move in absolute silence, pressing myself into corners as it slithered past, the wet sounds of its body sliding against the floorboards inches from me. Eventually I found a room filled with dolls. Hundreds of them. Donna Beneviento and Angie confronted me there. "You're not going anywhere," Angie's high-pitched voice declared. The dolls attacked, seemingly animated by Beneviento's powers. Then Angie proposed a game of hide-and-seek. I had to find and stab Angie repeatedly. With each strike, I heard a woman's scream from somewhere in the house. When I finally destroyed the doll, I discovered I'd been killing Donna Beneviento all along. Angie was just a puppet, but she was also Donna's voice, her avatar. The line between them had blurred completely. With Beneviento's death, I retrieved the second flask. Legs of Rosemary Winters. My daughter, reduced to parts. Crystallized and distributed like trophies. After escaping that house of horrors, I made my way to Salvatore Moreau's territory, a fetid, polluted landscape surrounding a reservoir. Dead fish line the shores. Industrial waste bubbles beneath the surface, releasing noxious gases that burn the lungs. The water itself is more sludge than liquid, thick with algae and substances I don't want to identify. The third flask sat before me, seemingly unprotected. As I took it, Moreau appeared, a hunched, slimy figure whose deformed body constantly drips mucus. His eyes are huge and watery, his body bent nearly double. Of all Miranda's lords, he seems the most pitiful. He accused me of stealing Mother Miranda's special child, and revealed something crucial. Miranda intends to resurrect her deceased daughter using Rose as a vessel. When I told him I didn't care about Miranda's plans, just my daughter, his sadness turned to manic laughter. He'd trapped me, flooding the area to prevent my escape. I fled by boat, entering what appeared to be a research station. Before I could investigate, I was attacked from behind by Chris Redfield's squad. Chris himself was there. Before any explanations could be offered, one of his subordinates reported an unidentified creature approaching. Moreau had transformed into a gigantic salamander-like creature, his body now a mass of scales, fins, and acidic secretions that melted through metal and stone. Chris pushed me away, ordering me not to interfere with their operation. But Moreau attacked him, giving me a chance to escape. I encountered Moreau again at the dock, vomiting from the effects of his transformation. He claimed I was too late, that Mother Miranda had prepared her ceremony. He was merely there to delay me. I defeated the monstrous Moreau. In his research station, I found documents explaining Miranda's ceremony. She intends to resurrect her daughter by using Rose as a vessel for her child's spirit, despite the child having died long ago. Something strange happened next. A television activated, and Carl Heisenberg's voice came through. Unlike the other lords, he claimed he didn't want to stop me. He wanted to help. He invited me to retrieve his flask, and then come to his factory at the village edge. After defeating Urias, a towering Leakin with a massive hammer, I found the final flask laid out on a table. Too convenient. When I took it, Heisenberg contacted me again, promising assistance with conditions he'd only discuss in person. He instructed me to place all 4 flasks in an altar, which would guide me to our meeting place. Following his instructions revealed a bridge rising from the water, leading me to Heisenberg's factory. The industrial complex is a monument to madness, steam hissing from pipes, half-assembled mechanical monsters lining the walls. The smell of oil, blood, and burned flesh permeates everything. Heisenberg met me face to face, a man whose dusty coat and steampunk aesthetic hide his true nature. He immediately expressed hatred for the other lords and even Mother Miranda herself. Called her selfish, obsessed with resurrecting her long-dead child. Then he proposed an alliance, to save Rose and use her powers against Mother Miranda. He claimed Rose possesses abilities that would terrify Miranda. He wanted to weaponize my daughter. When I refused, his friendly demeanor vanished. He hurled me into an underground pit filled with his soldats, mechanical bow soldiers created through his twisted experiments. As I fought through his factory, where assembly lines create nightmarish amalgams of flesh and machinery, Heisenberg continued trying to persuade me through the speaker system. He revealed that he and the other lords were adopted by Mother Miranda and forced to serve her, confined to the village. Despite these revelations, I refused his offer. After confronting Heisenberg's creation, a powerful mechanical bow named Sturm whose body is a mass of spinning blades, I finally confronted the man himself. He transformed into a massive mechanical BOW, overwhelmingly powerful. He hurled me into the waters below his factory. I was searching for an exit when Chris found me. He was furious that I'd continued searching for Rose, believing my presence impeded their investigation. I reminded him that he executed Mia, and his response changed everything. The Mia that Chris shot wasn't my wife. It was Mother Miranda in disguise. Mia is alive. Miranda had been impersonating her. For how long, I don't know. Chris explained everything. Miranda was a brilliant biologist who had a daughter named Eva. When Eva died during the Spanish flu pandemic of 1918, Miranda was consumed by grief. She discovered a black chemical substance called megamycete in a cave, the mold. Contact enhanced her intelligence, led her to experiment. All the village's monsters, the Lycans, Urias, the Four Lords, they're all results of Miranda's mold experiments. The Four Lords each developed special abilities after exposure. Dimitrescu's claws, Beneviento's dull control, Moreau's transformation, Heisenberg's magnetic powers. Miranda adopted these four as her children and servants. In the 1990s, an organization called The Connection approached Miranda. She provided them with mold samples and Eva's DNA. They used these to create Evelyn, the source of the nightmare in Louisiana. Everything connects back to Miranda and her obsession with resurrecting Eva. After various mold experiments, Miranda developed a parasite called Kadu for easier infection. That explains the symbols I've seen throughout the village. Chris told me his team is monitoring Miranda's ceremony preparations. She's recovered all 4 flasks. We have to stop her before she uses Rose as a vessel for Eva's spirit. Chris has prepared a specialized vehicle to confront Heisenberg, a metal/polymer tank armed with saws, machine guns, and cannons. I'm going to use it to kill Heisenberg while Chris plants explosives to destroy the factory.
You'll meet Rose in the afterlife. Rose's power is one. Right after I murdered her. This can't be the end for me. I must kill her.
I defeated Heisenberg. During our battle, he revealed his true intention, to kill Mother Miranda and harness Rose's power himself. Chris contacted me afterward, warning that Miranda is too dangerous to face alone. But I heard Rose's voice, coming from Heisenberg's hat. It wasn't Rose. It was Miranda. She revealed herself to me, laughing malevolently before unfurling black wings. My bullets did nothing. She explained that Rose is special, a successor to Evelyn, born from a mother previously infected with the mutamycete. The perfect vessel for Eva's resurrection. The ceremony concludes at dawn. Miranda will become Rose's mother. While explaining, Miranda shifted between forms, including that of the mysterious elderly woman who's been appearing throughout my journey. She's been watching me, testing me all along. Miranda, she erupted from below me, ripped out my heart, crushed it before my eyes. I collapsed, died again. I'm broadcasting from the Duke's wagon. Somehow I'm alive. The mold's regenerative capabilities restored my heart. But there's something else. Something I learned in a vision while I was dead. Evelyn appeared to me. Told me I've been dead all along. Since the Baker house. Jack Baker killed me at the beginning of that nightmare. The mold is what's kept me moving, explaining my ability to reattach severed limbs. Mia knew. She's been hiding this from me. I'm going to confront Miranda. Save Rose. End this nightmare once and for all. If I don't transmit again, tell Mia I love her. Tell Rose her father did everything he could. This is Ethan Winters. One final transmission to come, if I survive.